Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I don't know what else I can say to introduce this series. A visual novel series about a lawyer solving murders while the odds are stacked against him. Sounds very boring and like it would get stale after the first game. But this series enthralled me. It's no secret that it's my favorite video game series by now. I constantly use the music in every video I can. I have 2 standalone videos going over my love of this franchise, and whenever a new game comes out, my reactions are typically a little like this.
Oh.
No! Why? What? Is this
You
real?
have the voice actor right next to you! Why there's the voice actor?
But one of the best things about this series that everyone loves, but no one really talks about, is the breakdowns. The animation of the Ace Attorney franchise is very simple, a collection of about 10 or so poses that each character cycle through depending on the motion portrayed. But every so often, a new, original, typically long animation plays with a lot more detail and weight packed onto it. This is what the community dubs a breakdown sprite, with the name coming from the fact that these animations mostly come from the culprits of a case right before they admit defeat. Everyone loves these. They're the reward for tearing down testimony after all, but no one has gone into how good some of them are, or how terrible some of them are as well. So who else but I should tackle this? I will be ranking every single Ace Attorney breakdown from worst to best, separating them into tiers for convenience. And to make the viewing process a bit better, I and frequent collaborator of the channel It's Gabe and some other members of the zoo have taken on the task of voice acting every single breakdown, which is a lot of screaming and a lot of different character voices. Shout out Water for existing. Today's sponsor is Water, because this was a pain on the throat. But what else classifies a breakdown? For me, these are going to be one-off animations from a character that caps off a section of gameplay and reflects a character's true persona. How do we determine what counts? I just used the Ace Attorney wiki and used their breakdown list that they had on there. And one last factor before we move on to the list, these will be ranked on not only how good the animation is, but how good the character it's coming from is, and how impactful the breakdown is to the story. The last one is very important for many characters as they have admittedly poor animations, but are so cathartic to see because of how much of a dick they have been. And finally, major spoiler warnings for the entire series, minus Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright, because I have never played that game, so that's not getting ranked here. On to the ranking, starting with our F tiers. I'm sorry. Starting off the F tiers is Lance Armano. I think this is easily my least favorite breakdown as nothing works here. First, the character is awful, a spoiled little brat who is annoying and has no redeeming qualities. Second, the case as a whole sucks and isn't fun. And third, the breakdown's just not good. Just him crying and saying, "I'm sorry." It's an awful way to end an awful character in an awful case. I knew from the start this was going to be the worst, as it's the only breakdown that sticks in my mind for how bad it is. I hate to put one of my favorite characters here this low, but his breakdown is so disappointing. It's not even 5 seconds long and just has him falling with his arms to the side. For how cool and well animated this character is, there's so much missed potential here for a super amazing breakdown. Instead, he is sidelined, so incredibly disappointing for how much missed potential there is.
Oui, Papino is right. The man in the photograph. He is someone different to the man we held captives at night.
All he does is throw his hands in the air. No build-up or anything special.
Eek! I don't know what I was thinking!
Jinxie Tenma is the start of many... Wait, this counts as a breakdown? F tiers. It's just her tray breaking after we point out that she wasn't seeing yokai. It's not even a breakdown, it's an extended animation and doesn't even feel like a breakdown.
You'll never understand. None of you. What we've had to keep covered up all these long years.
Just a slam on the bench with light dialogue to boot. Like Drebber before her, for such an interesting character, she's given such a lame breakdown.
Oh dear, oh dearie me! Because of you, I chose life, not death. And now you've made the truth come out at last. Really, I can't thank you enough.
Another one that is hardly a breakdown. Her first breakdown of falling off the stand and knocking her art supplies over feels more like an extended damage sprite, and her confession breakdown does nothing for me. Confession breakdowns are harder for me to care about since I must truly love the character for it to be effective. These are the highest risk, highest reward form of breakdown. Bad breakdown for a tragic character.
My head, my body, where am I? Simon? I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that.
Her robot breakdown does not feel like a breakdown. With the head popping off, it feels more like a damage animation. Even her crying at the end of the case doesn't feel earned, as these tough characters with the heart of gold style breakdowns only really work for main characters.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am.
For being one of the most sympathetic killers, Acro's breakdown is very weak. It's an edited version of one of his already existing sprites, but adding a tear stream to it. While I may understand the intent, it doesn't change the fact that it's a bad breakdown.
Looks like I've been unmasked. Witness? That's right. I admit it. My real name is Mimi Miney.
Very similar to Acro's, only consists of her crying and admitting her guilt, with no animation to boot, just a new sprite of her wiping tears away with her hat. While I like the character, the breakdown's awful. Just her normal damage sprite with more feathers and a scream. Lame. Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you?
No, it's impossible.
I forgot how bad this one is. A generic scream with his head going up and then down. Hardly any animation, and happens so quickly into his cross-examination that it doesn't feel earned. Red White is just generally one of the worst killers in the franchise.
Oh, ho ho ho, boop. What's it to you, porcupine head?
And directly following Red White is Turnabout Sister's other breakdown, courtesy of Miss April May. Another one that barely counts as a breakdown, with the wiki not even listing it as one, but everywhere else does. Just a yell and boobies bounce in to reveal that she's a bitch. It's bad.
Yeah, perhaps you cannot see that it was a green balloon from this photograph. But that is not my fault! It is the fault of the stupid person who made the camera! That is one very bohemian sounding cry.
Just a kid throwing a tantrum that his camera from the 1900s is in black and white. Brings to the top of F tier for Ryunosuke's line afterward, but it's still bad and barely counts as a breakdown.
Engineer! Where's the engineer? Oxygen leak detected due to faulty landing. Evacuate immediately.
What the? He's flying the coop!
Help! I'll climb the ceiling. Help? Anyone?
Solomon Starbuck is such an annoying character, one of the worst defendants in the series, whose gimmick of being depressed, hating space, and wanting to give up quickly, being so stale. His breakdown happens too quickly and just shows off his space trait. It's annoying and boring. It's not even well animated to boot. So that wraps up F tier. With only about 13 breakdowns, it's pretty easy to see why all these failed. They're all short, underwhelming, coming from bad characters, and overall just doesn't feel like a breakdown. These 13 are the perfect case study of how not to make a breakdown. We shall learn from these going into our D tiers.
I'm sorry. Really, I'm so sorry. What have I done?
I feel nothing about this one. The murder is an accident, she feels bad for what she did, and she doesn't even get that good of a breakdown for it. She just buries her head and cries. It doesn't make me feel mad about how weak it is, it doesn't make me feel sad for how remorseful she is. It makes me feel nothing. It's just her laughing, which we know is something she does a lot, since she's just Callisto Yu in disguise. The fangs and eyes make it a bit more intense, but it's just a laugh with no substance. While one of my least favorites, it ranks higher than some because of her character. The animation is super weak and lame for all the work you had to go through, but the reveal of the murder being an accident isn't bad. It's still not a good breakdown, but what follows it saves it from being an awful F tier.
No, it can't be. Which of my memories are mine and which have been rewritten? When did he start rewriting my memories? Who wrote this? And this? Ah!
He literally took off! Ugh! What?
My memories, Ellen.
just flies up into the air and comes back down. I honestly don't remember anything about him or his case, as it's one of the most forgettable in the series.
It's the way of the world. May you never forget that. Ah! 1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Alchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan.
Not impactful, just his hair falling down. Shows a bit of badass Kazuma, so it gets points there. This is the first instance of the Pain family line of breakdowns, all involving their hair. And while it is a funny bit, the first one by their ancestor is easily the weakest.
That is... Ah!
And on to another Pain family breakdown. This one's only here to show that Gaspin Pain is a little bitch, which we already knew. Hardly counts as a breakdown, it's just him running away. The hair flying up is a bit that is kind of funny though. And that's it for D tiers. While not a lot as compared to F tiers, these are still bad breakdowns with one or two things holding them up from being F tiers. As we move into our C tiers, this is where we'll see some alright breakdowns.
Norma de Plume was set up. Norma de Plume, Raider Extraordinaire, was used. No.
Some good build-up, but the buttons flying off and that's it is kind of weak. There's some implied nudity, but all it does is give us more evidence that Phoenix is a gay man, which we already have plenty of. Not an interesting character either, just a breakdown that's kind of here. Very forgettable, but not bad per se. Just a kid crying over his favorite superhero losing a fight. It's nothing too special.
It's real. This bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real. Mad Bomber, party of one. There's no time left. It's gonna blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle. I'm not gonna make it. Only one thing left to do. Stop! Hate it. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed.
It's okay. A collection of normal sprites into him using his goggles to break the bomb. The goggles explode and the bomb still goes off. It's not bad, it's still quite entertaining, but it's just not as good as many other breakdowns. This breakdown had all the tools to be really good. The character is a pain to take down, causing the breakdown to feel rewarding. It has him revert back to his initial weak state, which is always fun to see, and it's the final case, so it should be big and over the top. But what kills this breakdown is how stilted the animation feels. It feels so choppy and poorly put together. The final few seconds of him becoming the old man again, but hollowed out, is well done, but the rest is not at all. Oh, the smell of oh! Just him falling down after being pressed too hard. I like the whiteout eyes, and Spirit of Justice as a whole has fantastic animation, so even the small breakdown is animated very well.
No! Impossible! I'm...
I don't really have any thoughts on this one. I think I'm like the only person on the planet that loves Turnabout Visitor, and that's mostly because Portman is such a fun character. Yummy metal.
Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater when I sneak into someplace. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Itakarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Itakarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work.
The majority of the breakdown is not good. Borderline F tier. It's just her laughing with nothing else to it. She laughs all the time, so it's not special. But when she goes straight face and pulls a gun on Edgeworth, that moment is such a 180 that it bumps it up to C tier.
That day, I never... Look, the clock, I heard... No, I mean, I saw... Shut up, I hate you! It was him, I tell you, I saw him! He killed her, and he should burn! Give him death!
The very first breakdown we ever see. The toupee throw is funny, but the main breakdown is just a grunt and foaming at the mouth falling down. It's kinda lame. Plus, being the first killer, he's super easy to take down. I'm also gonna lump in his Investigations 2 breakdown here, as it's literally the exact same toupee throw. Despite having the benefit of 2 breakdowns, they're both just okay. Her first breakdown of falling down with the dishes stacking perfectly on the stand is pretty good, but the second breakdown of pictures being taken is kinda eh. Not bad, not great.
I will accept whatever wrongs you may have done. Just tell me everything.
Fine enough animation, but these are just forgettable characters and easily the weakest part of the case, causing the breakdown to just be forgettable. C tier complete. Like I said, most of these are fine animations with nothing pushing them over the top positively or negatively. These are the net neutral breakdowns. Moving into B tier, these are when breakdowns start getting really good.
Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you!
Very well animated, but not amazingly memorable or funny. It squeaks into B tier because of how it sets up Joan's breakdown.
This is... Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers.
Look, Daddy, I wrote them all down. Yep, I'll be sure to follow all of our promises and become a hero just like you, Daddy. There was one more. I forgot to write down the most important promise. Promise number 5. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. I'll be sure to remember. I'll never ever forget them.
Always try your hardest to learn things you don't understand. That's right. I am. I am the great thief who steals the truth, Kate Faraday. I'm the second Yataragasu and Mr. Edgeworth's assistant.
It's a very sweet moment. It's just kind of weird animation. It doesn't hit as hard as it could have. Still a sweet moment from an amazing character.
Failure as a reporter?
Nothing massive, just a fun little moment getting to see the person behind the box.
No! My perfect, embellished record! Destroyed! The incredible pain! Ruined! No!
Kind of funny to see his head full of hair be nothing but a wig, but I care so little about gasp and pain that I don't find it as fun as the original Pain or Ouchie.
My 1 million cents!
A decent animation of him being blown back with my 1 million cents being decently funny. A moderately funny breakdown for a moderately entertaining character. A fun use of the bubble she's been blowing during the last section of the case, with them popping and hurting her. Nothing too special, just a solid breakdown that feels rewarding. I feel like it could have been better if they somehow played into her ditzy personality a bit, but oh well.
Why, you... Are you actually accusing me of trying to murder the orca? How dare you! How dare you slander the noble profession of veterinarian! Eek! Eek! My goodness, one could cut the tension in this courtroom with a knife. Yes, I admit to purchasing that sleeping drug. However, It was subsequently stolen from my lab.
The animation is kinda weak, with him just kicking the witness bench, but the real charm of the breakdown comes from showing how much he loves the animals at the aquarium. However, it does feel like less of a breakdown and more of a damage animation. Cathartic to watch the beads he torments the defense with backfire on him, but other than that, just okay.
You peasant! How dare you! You profane my beauty like rug on a rose. I'm going to exterminate you like I did the Ultraman! No, my makeup! Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is LaBelle. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's side? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damages claim against me? $100 million? I'm finished, washed up, stick a fork in me, I'm done!
For such an annoying character that doesn't even feel good to take down, as he's just annoying, not really a challenge, his breakdown's okay. Him spraying perfume on him is whatever, but the white hair and dead face while answering the phone is quite entertaining. Plus, the cut to Apollo and Athena being confused as hell is funny. A low B, and a shockingly fitting character to be at this special spot on the list. The lack of text kills this one. The slam is good, the pods from Olga's breakdown is a fun touch, and taking down your co-attorney and mentor is a super cool twist. The issue comes from Kristoff being silent during it, giving it less of an impact.
Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time for my return. Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. Foolish mortals, I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek.
A small silly breakdown. Him turning into Tenma Taro is quite silly, and it's a bit that surprisingly doesn't get old until like the very end of the case. The animation is simple but good. A silly breakdown, but a solid one. Some amazing impact frames, and features the silly little bear, but is pretty uneventful outside of select frames, and the character is one of the most forgettable in the case. A very well animated breakdown from a first case killer. His gun spinning is well animated, and all the items from the investigation falling on him is fun, but nothing too crazy or memorable. I think this is the one time the thinker hits someone on the head and doesn't kill them. Okay, well, he doesn't die from the impact.
I'm sorry. Forgive me.
A small breakdown, but cute to see Iris act like a realistic 10-year-old, doing something wrong, being caught, then crying about how she feels bad. It's a sweet little moment.
I only got one word for you, partner. No!
While being light on dialogue, Marshall's breakdown makes up for it by being very well animated. For being a first case killer, his breakdown is pretty fun with him choking himself unconscious with botch playing in the background. Simple, but very good, though his sprites of him losing his absolute shit are significantly better.
No! I don't know!
A simple breakdown, but effective. After learning that Vera made the diary page that got Phoenix disbarred, Claviar is very visibly upset and yells out a no. Creates some great intrigue. Making this quick little aside in post, characters like Phoenix, Apollo, and Ryunosuke also kind of get these smaller, like just, all hope is lost breakdowns. This is around where I'd rank them too. Most of them are very derivative and very similar and also used multiple times, so I didn't put them in the real ranking, but this is around where I'd put them.
Outdone by a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No, no, no!
A good breakdown, but could have been better. Great character, and her goose hat being alive is such a great reveal, plus all the baby chicks around the courtroom is really fun. But the cuts to the rest of the courtroom makes the breakdown feel less effective. With less cutaways, it would have been an easy A tier. A solid reveal from a fun set of characters, but the animation of them appearing on the defense and prosecution benches don't wow me that much.
But now, you can watch over me from the world beyond.
Yes, always and forever.
And with every breath I take, my darling, I'll be thinking of you. Farewell, my darling terrorist.
Well animated and nice to see Taras accept his fate and pass on to the afterlife peacefully, but I don't really feel any strong emotions positively or negatively. It's good, but not much more. Yada 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 B tier are good. Rabble, 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 rabble. A tiers will be better. Scramble, scramble, scramble onto the A tiers.
Robin, those bands of friendship that you made, just for the three of us. You may have forgotten about them, but not me.
Hugh!
Hey, Hugh!
And to think, I should have known better than to doubt my best friends.
This one feels like cheating since this breakdown is really just an anime cutscene, but it's well animated, emotional, and fits their character. I can't justify putting it higher than bottom of A since it's all done within an anime cutscene, however. Vera!
The devil.
A simple breakdown that's good as it creates intrigue. Her passing out as she says the devil gave her the page is scary, especially when we find out that she was on the brink of death. What pushes this to a low A is the fact that we get to see her fall and not just the normal fadeaway fall.
No, I can't believe this. Soren, I thought that at least you would believe in me.
It's heartbreaking to see this woman be accused of murder by the person she loves the most. However, with little attachment to Ellen or Soren, it's kind of hard to rank it higher.
Whoa. Oh, shameful spear! Despair! Be thy name!
For how fun and well animated of a character Shamspear is, I can't help but feel disappointed by his breakdown. His last few animations are fun, and his insane faces are intense, but it just feels underwhelming for Shamspear. It's still a very good breakdown, but I feel like it should have been higher.
I feel as though I've seen it somewhere. It's strangely familiar.
Father. What? Father?
Kazuma!
In-game cutscene that reveals the masked disciple is Kazuma. Voice acted and very well animated, of course it'll be an A tier. It's the return of one of the greatest Ace Attorney characters after all.
Dark? Justice Minister Inga's true killer is...
A hard character to rank since she has 3 breakdowns that are all very short. Her first one's okay, with her opening her eyes and pink petals falling to show her love of Dewhurt. Her second is also okay, with her medallion lighting up and breaking to reveal the burn mark on her chest. Both of these are around B tier. What pushes her to A is the last one where she is shot before she can reveal the mastermind behind Karain's corruption. The last one is extremely shocking and raises the stakes immensely as now we see how far Garon's willing to go.
Yeah! Birds and candles do nothing!
His beard catching on fire is a great way to one-up his normal sprites, and it's so cathartic to watch this dick have everything metaphorically and literally burn around him.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Hey, here. How about you use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes?
Oh.
No! My cravat! Don't blow your nose on that!
An emotional breakdown after finding out her father died. It's sad to watch this 10-year-old girl keep up a brave face about it to end up breaking down crying. The breakdown on its own is good, but nothing special. What makes it very good is Kay blowing her nose in Edgeworth's cravat. It's well animated and definitely fun, but I feel like it doesn't fit his character outside of being a teacher. This breakdown I feel like could have been better if they found a way to incorporate his ends justifies the means mentality. Still a good breakdown, but could have been way better for how intimidating of a character he is.
She's been like this for a while.
It's all my fault.
This is one of my favorites for purely personal reasons. Finally seeing Regina break down and cry after realizing how a murder is something to be taken seriously, and that she caused a lot of issues with her blissful ignorance is so cathartic. Subtle plug to check out my trilogy ranking for my thoughts on how Regina should have been written. The animation is fine, but the lead up to the animation is so good.
It's not what it seems.
Great animation on this one. The page turning Hurt Sprite into the fall is really well done. Plus, it's fun to take him down for being a pedo creep.
I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry. Oh.
While her part of the breakdown is whatever, it's John who makes it significantly better. It parallels his breakdown with him catching her, but he struggles to hold her up and ends up falling. It's simple humor, but it's damn funny. Plus, Joan and John have such a fun dynamic that makes them fun to watch on screen together.
No, this isn't over yet. I won't give up. Oh no, I cut the artery. Stupid thing. We must stop the bleeding now. Give me forceps. Forceps, I said. Hey, where is everyone? Fine. I'll manage this alone. I'll do it all by myself. I can fix everything. Repair anything. So you have to get there. You have to live. You must. I would have been able to save her if only I had listened to her. If only I had treated her first. If only that story hadn't written there. Oh, Selena. No.
For being a forgettable character in a forgettable case, this breakdown is really good. There's some great tension with the heart rate monitor, and the use of the robot being fixed as a stand-in for Selena is shockingly effective. For being the last breakdown in the mainline series, they went out on a bang.
No, you got it all wrong. It's be all the fault of that dork. Whoa. You got it all wrong. Blimey. It be the orca's fault. It's got to be. Once again, I'm too weak to help anybody.
Great animation with a bitter end with his line of, once again, too weak to help anyone. Marlon is such a great character with a great breakdown who you feel bad for. Taking him down doesn't feel good, it feels sad. While it is just a sped up version of his normal clapping sprite, this breakdown feels rewarding because of how hard the case is and how hard taking Gant down specifically was. The animation is fine. The real charm comes from taking down this bastard. Plus, while not being a part of his breakdown, I have to mention his one hurt sprite, that the anime electrocution bullshit. It's so well drawn.
It was that damn trial 10 years ago. That's when all this began. Looking back now, my fate was decided that day. I was doomed already. My life is over.
A callback to the professor trial 10 years ago, where Jigoku was charged for breaking the witness bench. He breaks it again after being caught playing a part in Gregson's murder.
Ah! My hair! It's flying off! My beautiful hair! No! No! Oh, no! 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 No!
A very funny breakdown of his hair flying off his head, with the added benefit of finally knocking down this annoying ass prosecutor down a peg. It's a nice little extra reward for kicking his ass for a third time, even if he's not too hard to take down.
You. Ah! Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. Ah! Upon Imperial Army, Sergeant Isanosa, preparing to stand down in Supreme Court, sir.
Such a silly breakdown that sets the precedent for how well the Great Ace Attorney does their breakdowns. Bonus points for having Idonosa in it as well. Great first breakdown.
Cousin was the evil one. I didn't do anything wrong. It was completely reasonable. That guy was one of Dojin's henchmen. Him. If only he had never come to my home. I could at least still be happy. My special paradise. He ruined it. All of it. Him. That no-good assassin. Him.
The background images of the case flashing in the background will always be something I will enjoy, and the use of almost every single one of her previous sprites is perfect, and the reveal of her coat actually being a bunch of little dogs is very creative. It doesn't have that extra oomph it needs to be an S tier, but it's still really good.
Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
A kinda spooky animation with some foreboding text that tells the player there's a lot more going on with her than just this murder. Sets up a great mystery for the rest of the game.
It was him! That Edgeworth boy! No, it's okay. I accomplished what I wanted to do. I'm done.
While his initial breakdown is mediocre, the reveal of him faking his dementia for all these years until someone finally uncovered who he truly is shocking and genuinely caught me off guard the first time playing. him making and cutting down a dough version of himself is a great metaphor for him confessing his guilt. It's a simple breakdown, but very well executed.
I'm a Rakuga artist. I was the one who was supposed to inherit that name. But then Shisho. Why are my balloons bursting? Daddy, are you mad at me? I've been a bad girl.
Maybe it's just meme culture that brings this one up so high, but Giro has a very fun breakdown with everything popping around her, including her features.
They were fake? Of course they were fake!
Funny, and being in spirit of justice, very well animated.
But you You are wrong.
Whenever a buff man is revealed to actually be a weak fat ass will never not be funny, and the fact that it's the president as well makes it even funnier.
Don't you get it? You can't cry yet. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
Decent animation, but it's a character we don't really know too much about in the grand scheme of things, and who didn't really make a great impression during this case. But what it does have is the top tier line of the series: the only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. That one line brings it up this high for me.
It is just as you say. I stole the poison from Madame Delicia and I moved the body. I have done terrible things.
Kate, will you have me as your attorney? I'm not quite the same useless kid I was 18 years ago. I won't let them find you guilty.
Oh, Monsieur Shields, yes! Thank you so much!
Kate. I'm sure they are very, very sweet.
Revealing her crimes does not feel good, but you know it's the right thing to do. Her tearing up when Ray Shields said he'll defend her is so sweet and makes you feel so happy for her, even if you know she will go to jail for attempted murder. Jeff Masters' tear up is also here as it relates to Kate, with the opposite of him getting out of prison and him tearing up for how much Kate wanted to help him. They have a perfect found family dynamic.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Simple but effective. The Beats are such great characters who have such a lovely dynamic. Seeing the pain and sadness in his tears because you know how badly he messed up just because he wanted to take his wife out to dinner is heartbreaking. You feel for him immensely.
Yes. Yes, and I was suspected of doing it. Of using that mass murderer's execution as a way to help him escape. You did what? I remember now. The horror of it all is coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, some detectives came to the prison. I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower. I'm sorry, Davy. This is serious business, but can I help you now? As chief warder, you're responsible for overseeing execution at 4, eh? Well, it seems the fellas at Scotland Yard want to have a few wee words about when you about it. You better pack your things, laddie. Go to attend in person. As soon as he told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And the next thing I knew, The Professor, the most hated killer in our country's history. And I let him escape. I'm finished. My life is over.
Him recounting his trauma in the form of a flashback that does a screen shatter transition when he jumps out the window is very well done. He's a tragic character who you feel bad for forcing out the trauma he has repented. For how much I dislike this character, I can't deny the fact that he has a rocking breakdown. Playing music on his Domelin before breaking the speakers and the Domelin itself before having a silly confusion sprite and going unconscious, it's just very well animated and shows the amount of effort Spirit of Justice is going to put into their breakdowns.
She doesn't mean... You aren't really... Are you? I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Walkie. But it's an expensive procedure. Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you? I won't use it. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Walkie. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean. Please understand, Walkie. Dad. Man, I see how it is, old man. Always you looking out for...
A very sweet scene between a father and son. Walkie taking something serious for once, and Winfred revealing his eyes is super sweet, and you can truly feel the love these two have for one another. The one downside is, I don't really like Walkie as a character, but this breakdown does make me like his character a bit more.
See? I told you. It don't affect me in the slightest. We might be a lightweight, but come on! Nobody's that lightweight. So seriously, nobody's getting shot for blah blah.
Getting to see Drunk Yundo and all of his personalities is very fun, and the reveal of Owen is perfect, with it building up as some evil, super scary dude just to be a 5-year-old boy. Perfect comedic timing.
Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace. A hidden mansion? Real nice. You want a house made out of cookies? Or no, a house made out of pianos? Come on. Please! Don't talk!
Great build-up, great animation, and I love how disheveled he looks after his breakdown. My main issue comes from the fact that I don't really care about Darien or Machi. A very close S tier, but misses the extra push to put it in S.
Ah! This trial is over.
Mr. McGilded!
I did everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it's all over.
But you're the defendant!
It's over, I tell you. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, it's all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that blood stains there.
What?
And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, and good for another Reaper of Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Von Zeeks. Well, my lord. Oh, this was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer. So you was a grand decision.
What?
I must say I didn't expect quite a spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so yeah.
What do you mean?
This is right and honorable, gentlemen, so suddenly put it forward. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement, then what? How do you put it out? Another one and
Such a hateable asshole, and I love him for it. When justice is about to be served, he stops the trial early to get his not guilty. And when he's given his not guilty, he laughs so evilly that it makes you really think about if you did the right thing or not. An amazing character, amazing dialogue in here, just lacks an amazing animation, sadly. Although the clap is pretty good.
Ha! Ugh! Ugh!
The pain and suffering in Rafa's face after seeing her father's murder through his own eyes is shocking to see for the first time. You instantly know the trauma she's enduring throughout this whole trial by one look alone. It's a shocking moment, but sadly does not have as much staying power as an S tier breakdown. And that's it for A tier. Easily the largest tier, but that's because the series knows how to deal with breakdowns really well. On to our S tiers, which are all breakdowns that stuck with me in either excitement, comedy, or emotion.
You. Ugh. Traitor!
The peak of Great Ace Attorney 1's animation. So smooth and fluid with perfect timing on the music. Great characters, great dialogue, great animation, everything works so well here. One of the breakdowns that use music intentionally, with the pursuit theme being timed perfectly.
My honor, my glory, everything is slipping away. Time to deploy my ultimate weapon! Collecting engine, ignition! What? It's gonna take a while. It won't stop! My stars! My glory! No, not that way!
A very funny breakdown with amazing animation. The facial expressions he makes are very expressive, his dialogue is hysterical, and him breaking through the courtroom doors at the end is the cherry on top. One of the most fun breakdowns.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. This guy's nuttier than a fruitcake. You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Master Mask. I hope you all enjoyed this little performance. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday.
One of my favorite comedic breakdowns, not only because he does it twice, when he's arrested for the theft and then for the murder, but because everyone's reaction of him not taking him seriously is so hysterical. The judge's line of, "That's the same thing you said yesterday," makes me laugh so hard. Plus, the animation is like unexplainably solid. Paul Ashton, savior of Khura'in. I am not a crook. My political career cannot end like this. I'm destined for great things. Something's wrong. This isn't real. This is a dream. No, it's a nightmare. Oh. Huh? What? Wait, really? Whoa, no way. Banzai! 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 Oh, wait, what? Please. Wait. Don't go. No, no, please. Whoa. Grandpa! Such a hateable asshole, since he's a politician, so of course he's a f***ing asshole. So watching him lose everything he wants is so fun on its own, but the cut to reveal it's all in his head is the cherry on top of this already funny cake. Such a pathetic loser, and makes him so much fun to tear down.
Yeah! This isn't my fault! The Empire drove me to this!
Tried to hold its high as a civilized nation, but now I descend to every foreign power's whim. I took arms in the form of the mighty pen. I fought tirelessly on the battlefield of news. Oh, in the name of justice and righteousness. Yes, many memos is the paragon of justice. Many, 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 many more! Yeah!
Susato, with me! I'm there!
Yeah!
Did I do it right? That was a Susato takedown, wasn't it? Not quite. That was a Ryutaro takedown.
Great animation, great dialogue, with good intrigue as to why the Empire was trying to harbor Brett back to Britain, and the Rei and Susato takedown was such a fun moment to watch. Also, Many Memos is one of my favorite characters, so I'm so glad he got a fantastic breakdown.
I, Taketsuchi of the Ouchi clan, have been bested by a callow youth not only once now, but twice. If there was any shred of my former self left, it has withered and died here today.
Gosh, your journey to cultural enlightenment sure took a while, didn't it?
Silence! Rather than living on in shame, I will end it all now with this blade. For that is the true path to Ouchiism!
Ouchiism?
One hopes that's the only way in which he'll be modeling himself after the witness. Sprig of my top knot. The time is right for farewell. Hope is lost forever. Taketsuchi.
Now this is the best way to do a Pain Ouchie breakdown. Not only does it elevate the joke of Pain's hair, but it's taken 100% seriously, with everyone taking a moment of silence for his lost top knot. The bait and switch of it looking like he's going to kill himself adds to the humor as well. Definitely the best Pain family breakdown, and the best version of this joke the series has seen.
Wrong! Von Karma, it was you who screamed.
Mr. Von Karma.
Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me! So, it was you. You and your father are my curse! Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record! And you left a scar on my shoulder that would never fade! I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death! Death!
Amazing for everything but the animation. While the animation of him screaming, with the DL6 images flashing in the background and to him slamming his head against the wall, is very fun, it's the satisfaction of taking down the demon prosecutor who has tormented you and straight up committed crimes to stop you that makes this breakdown so satisfying. Plus, you're taking down the man who caused all the issues that the Ace Attorney series is founded on.
What's going on? It looks like a blackout. Well done, trite. I saved my 17th cup of coffee just for you. Savor it while you watch the police restrain your prey.
One of the best looking breakdowns, with the flashes of black and white with all the case images flashing in the background looking very good. But the part that puts this breakdown so high up is the fact that it is relevant to the game. The blackout that results after his scream is brought up in Bridge to the Turnabout. This animation is not only fantastic, but it's important. I cannot believe I've ranked f***ing Furio Tigre over Manfred von Karma though.
Thanks, Otto. Thank you for everything what you've done, for believing in me.
Great emotion on this one. Gina is such a lovable character who finally puts her guard down and smiles. What puts this animation above many other putting their guard down breakdowns is the fluidity of the animation.
If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisca von Karma.
I am Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk out in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you'd better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth.
Watching her go from this hardened, perfect prosecutor into this sad girl who's scared her brother is going to leave her behind is so touching. This one scene gives so much personality and character to Francisca.
You may have hated me to the very end, Pops, but I've always looked up to you. Thank you for everything up until now, and goodbye.
A great moment of Sebastian stepping up to become his own person, not a weak shadow of his father. Him presenting the final piece of evidence to lock his father away and move on from his trauma is executed so well, and his single tear streak before it all makes it so much more impactful. I refuse to call him Eustace Winter.
Huh? Mr. Falls!
That's enough, please. Witness! I promised her 5 years ago. If it ever happens that we can't trust each other no more, then we're supposed to drink bottle.
No! Stop the trial! Your Honor, we need a recess!
I was stupid. Couldn't keep promise, so I drank this.
No, we are so close, just a little more. I was going to prove your innocence.
No, don't want that. Don't trust self. Maybe kill again. Kill sweet Dahlia again.
Mr. Falls!
Mr. Armando, thanks for the coffee.
Mr. Falls!
One of the best and most emotional scenes in all of Ace Attorney. Terry's suicide is one of the most emotional and hard to watch moments, and it's the moment that makes this case so good. The animation is the best case of less is more, as there's only one new piece of animation, and that's the cough and the trickle of blood. It's very dialogue heavy, but it makes it so emotional. The pan out to see Terry's lifeless body on the stand gets me every time.
No! Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Just amazing. Taking down this bastard feels so good. Having the choice to either advise him to plead guilty or force himself to plead guilty is such a fun extra fuck you. And the animation of him tearing up his face while screaming guilty is a great animation. Easily one of the best.
I don't know what you're talking about. Frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that you'll never be half the lawyer she was. Isn't that right, Wright? What was that just now? Mia? It can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound. It's beneath your mask. your wound. It's bleeding. Ha! Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. These must be my tears.
Tears?
Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Armando!
You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over.
This breakdown is amazing less because of Godot, but because of Phoenix and it being the end of the trilogy. Godot's animation is really good, with his mask exploding and the trickle of blood down his face that must be his tears. It's good. But the real charm is getting the animation of Mia and Phoenix objecting together while Godot says, "You're living on," through him, after presenting the final piece of evidence in the trilogy. It's such a perfect way to cap off the trilogy.
Curse you, Phoenix Wright! It was a tragedy. One I'll never forget. When I arrived at the lab, Dr. Sykes was already dead. She was lying on the operating table, while the bloody katana lay on the floor. And standing between the two, covered in blood, was Athena. She smiled, with a far-off look in her eyes, as she sweetly said,
Something's wrong with Mom, so I'm taking her apart to fix her.
That is what I saw. And now you have it. The truth that you so desperately wanted.
No. Prosecutor Blackwell finally tells the truth, and this is what it is. It's beyond devastating.
I tried to take my mother apart? I... I remember a man with a mask. How could he? What did he do to my mother? My head.
Miss Sykes, are you all right?
No.
The black psyche locks. They're breaking.
It's all coming back to me. Everything that happened the day my mother was murdered. I'm so glad I made it in time. Just barely, but I still made it.
She has 3 breakdowns in the last case, and they're all really good for 3 different reasons. Her first one's amazing for getting the horrifying image of her as a child, smiling with blood all over her face, while she says she will put her mom back together. The second gives us the only time black cyclops are broken as she remembers the Phantom, and the third is her smiling and crying as she thanks everyone. Being a main character, we are given more time to connect with Athena, and it makes these moments hit harder.
believe in you, Trucy. And I believe in your skills as a professional magician. So I'm going to prove your innocence. Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Thank you, Apollo. Thank you for believing in me. I'm going to believe in you too. Good. I'm sorry. I need a tissue. I've never seen Trucy cry like this before. She always seems so strong. But maybe sometimes she's just putting on a brave face. She's still just a kid after all.
So heartbreaking to watch and gets me misty-eyed every time. Trucy is such a fun, positive, upbeat person, so she maintains that personality even when charged for murder. But when Apollo comforts her, she breaks down crying, dropping her positive facade. It's heartbreaking to watch, especially since it's Trucy, a character we've grown to love over the past 2 games.
Grr, grr, ah! Mia Fey! You spinster! I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. And if only you had gotten this spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death.
True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me.
What? What did you say?
Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you'll never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all eternity.
I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you because you were already dead.
What about it?
Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever.
That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you'll have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there's no escape from that, no hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burned to a crisp.
You're wrong! It can't be! How could I lose to the likes of you?
It no longer matters! I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now!
I'm not ready. Not ready to go.
What a way to end an amazing character. Starting with her losing her grace and elegance, to an almost 90-second long roast of her by Mia and Phoenix, to her forcefully leaving Maya's body as a spirit of pure anger, with amazing animation and sound effects to boot. This leads to her reflecting on her crimes, and it ending with her spirit being caught in a blue fire Magatama flaming out with her. It's such a perfect end to one of the best Ace Attorney villains. Looks great, sounds great, makes you feel so accomplished.
Well, dear me, my good fellows, dear me. A well-deserved round of applause, I think, for a quite marvelous performance. What are you talking about? Those delightful, brave expressions, that beautifully pronounced Queen's English. Really, our friends from the Far East are quite the picture of industriousness. Keep your mockery. Please don't misunderstand. It really is exactly as you've both said. A chant! A chant! A chant! A chant! A chant! A God is a chant!
As he stands up to start his initial breakdown, he figures out a loophole and starts clapping, very similar to Gant. But when he's finally caught, he lets out a roar while the fires of the guilty side of the scales engulf him. Great metaphor, great feeling of taking him down, and a great way to end a great game.
Garan, your reign of terror ends here! Very well. Demonstrating my facilities of spirit medium is simple enough. Behold, the magnificent power to commune with the dead. Oh, Your Eminence! O great spirit of the founder who dwells in the twilight realm, heed to the secret covenant of the orb, and appear here before us. Oh, here it comes. What's wrong? Are you not feeling well? O Spirit of the Founder, grace us with your sacred presence. The time is now, I beseech you, appear before us. Heed my call, Founder, please. No, wait, I was just warming up. The rite actually starts from now. Look! Holy... Mother...
Great use of the camera, extremely well animated, and finally taking her down and getting her presumably shot and killed by the guards for never having the legal authority to the crown is so cathartic. I think my favorite moment, however, is the shot of Apollo slamming the desk before pointing at Garan. The fear inside of me? Is this? No. Ah! Ah! I'm afraid. I'm scared. Ah! I feel fear. You can't outrun yourself. Remove that mask and unleash your emotions. Confront your guilt head on. With your own true face. My own true face? No, please don't. I know you're here. Where are you? See? I haven't revealed anything yet. Honest. Ah, my own true face. I don't have one. My face, my face, my face. Is this my face? Is it? Is it? No. No, that's not it. No. No. This isn't me either. Ah! Is this me? Which one is my face? What am I? Who am I? Ah! A genuinely terrifying animation. The Phantom at this point has lost all sense of self and genuinely has no clue who he is anymore. As he desperately tries to find himself, he goes through all the previous killers and witnesses to no avail. After a while, we watch him get shot and killed by a sniper, with all that remains is his mask. The part that pushes us over the edge is the fact that this is the fun, goofy detective we followed all game, and the triple objection from the Wright Anything Agency is perfect.
All of my secrets have been revealed, you say? Don't make me laugh, boy. Mine is the true real magic. There are no secrets to reveal. Behold, ladies and gentlemen, the true power of Great Mysterious. Witness a magic far greater than true grimoires. Burn. Crumble. Fall to my furious flames, the Great Mysterious. Will bring an end to you all. And now, for the final letter to the grimoire name, right here, right now, you too, shall Huh? No, this isn't right. No, I didn't do anything wrong. No, it's not my fault. I'm not the one to blame. I'm the victim here. What? Stop. No. Curse you, grimoire!
I have to mention the fact that this is my favorite breakdown in terms of animation. The breakdown is animated perfectly, using a great cut from sprite to cutscene, using music perfectly here as well, and combining both his magician and director personas. The only reason it's not number one is that the other two above it are very well animated and do have bigger importance to their games. But if we're talking just on animation alone, this is the best. Phoenix Wright? So, everything was leading to this, of course, right? Right! 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 I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute! You let ignorant swine soil your court? Kristoff, it's over. Seeing this prim, proper man turn into this disheveled, emotional, broken man is so much fun. Having this man be taken down not because of evidence, but because of the juris system and his ego being what takes him down is so clever. He did everything in his power not to be proven guilty for this crime, but that did not matter. And extra points for his laugh that rang throughout the court halls after you select the not guilty verdict. Plus Claviar's cold and cutting, Kristoff, it's over, gets me every time.
Just kidding. I don't know anything about that warehouse. I had nothing to do with the kidnapping after all. Stay away. Get away from me. Stop it. Please, just stop it. Daddy, help me. I'm scared. I'm so scared. I don't know anything. I didn't do anything bad. They were the bad ones, weren't they? Horace, why? Why did you stop me? If he hadn't done that, I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody would help me. But that man, back then he saved me. The only one who helped me was Doggin, so I used everyone else. What's wrong with that? Stop it! Don't come any closer! Stop! Owie, owie, owie! Not you! Please, no more!
I love this one. Not only does it start with some sympathy, Simon explains why he did what he did and why he thinks he's in the right. Obviously, he isn't, but it gives some great insight to his mind before getting the ever-loving shit beat out of him by all the animals for all the horrors he's committed. Not only that, shortly after the assassin duel happens, which features Simon in the middle and is such a cool moment. But what puts us at the top is that he's the only one to fake a breakdown, starting to do one but then stopping just to mess with Edgeworth. Simon is such a perfect character with such a perfect breakdown. And there you have it. That's the list. This list was a ton of fun to put together and made me remember that a lot of characters I love don't always translate to how good their breakdowns are. Or hell, even some characters that I don't like at all have admittedly really good breakdowns. And that's okay. These are the cherries, not the whole cake. These are the little treats for playing and loving these characters. While they are the moments that stick out the most in fans' heads, they aren't the reason we play these games. We play them because we love these characters in this world. So like, my moral of the story with this video is like all my Ace Attorney videos, please play these games. They're so good. For the love of God, please play.